Hi everybody, so we are going to look into the Evelyn Boswell case. This is the first video I am doing on Evelyn. However, it is not the first time I've tuned into Evelyn's case. So prior to this, I've written down notes so I can try to keep my thought process concise as it's kind of late. And because I've been so consumed with Gannon's case since the onset, or at least my onset, as far as working with the case. So let's not waste any time. Let's see. So very first thing I pick up when I'm thinking about Evelyn is the bathroom. The bathroom. The bathroom. Something is so important about the bathroom. Okay, wherever this took place, because I'm pretty sure she was moved from where it happened to where they found her. All right. I pick up a head injury, and I kept hearing a clavicle injury as well. And there's more detail that I further on that I got into that I didn't get into previously when I tuned in. Okay, but I want to keep moving in a certain direction. So initially, when I tuned into the case, I pick up this same feeling. Not the same feeling. I'm sorry. I instantly started thinking about the Bella Bond case. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that, but anyway, it's a case out of Boston. And to make, to sum up what I think connects it, the boyfriend of the mother killed the daughter, okay? And there were drugs involved. He said he had to kill her because she was a demon or some such thing. But supposedly, afterwards she was scared for her life, blah, blah, blah. And they left the baby in a bag, I think, on this island. And you can read up on it. It's Bella Bond. So initially I thought that it was definitely the boyfriend aspect, okay, that connected. And at first I thought to myself that it must be Maggie's boyfriend, correct? But as I start to look into it, like, the actual factual stuff that I can find, it just didn't jive right, okay? However, beyond labeling which boyfriend it is, what I picked up is whoever it is has an alcohol problem and an anger issue, okay? And it's known. Let me skip forward a bit. Because you can see I've written things down. My handwriting will actually change as things, different pieces go together. Alcohol problem, all right? Bathroom, in the bathroom. Teething, she's cranky, won't shut the fuck up. And just know that if you're sensitive to this issue, you might not want to listen to this stuff, but I'm going to put it here. I think it's important sometimes to expose the true evil in life, so that we can build a bridge and see our way out of it, I suppose. I don't think there's any real right way to describe such acts. Anyway, I can see him squeezing her head, and he slams her head on the tile. And then and this is just full out rage, all right? And then he squeezes her head, right? Until she almost seizes, all right? And slams her head on the bathroom floor. That's what it feels like to me. And I'm going to jump back and put it together better. So let's talk about Let's talk about Angela. So the first thing that struck me, okay, beyond all this stuff with the boyfriend, and I wasn't really trying to put my finger exactly on what it was. I had like an intuitive framework of it, okay? And I wanted to feel around to see how the players fit in, okay? So that being said, the very first time I saw William McLeod, I wanted to rip his jugular out, okay? I mean, I always pay attention to my very first instinct, my very first reaction, the way my mannerisms, all that, because it's very telling to me. And again, I won't pinpoint that this specific thing. Well, I won't pinpoint it at this point in time in this reading, but my thought process is, okay, well, if not that, then this, whatever he did, okay, warranted my my reaction. All right, so let's keep moving. So, and this was after I'd already come to terms with the fact that it's most likely Angela's boyfriend, and I'll get to this. So I read that article that Angela, the article written about Angela getting the news about the baby, this, that, and the other, and I made some notes. I went back and read it again right before this because I think it's important. So if you read the article, and I'll jump around here, why did Angela want to avoid the association with the end of December? Why did Angela want to avoid the association with the end of December? I won't say it a third time because I don't think I need to. So with that in mind, go back and read that article. That's the first thing, okay? She says she last saw the baby in September. However, she was pretty sure, she heard that the baby was placed in foster care. All right? And I think she conveniently labels at the end of December because I'm writing notes and I write fast, especially when information's coming through. So forgive me if it takes me a couple seconds to figure out what the hell I have on this paper. One day I'll learn. Nothing like a good old-fashioned typewriter, huh? Anyway, I wrote heard end of December, RE foster care, led her to get in touch with Maggie. Oh, Lord, what does that say? However, not ask her about the baby, okay? Because she's trying to help her. Later on in the article, she reports that her and Maggie have a close relationship, yet the fact that her daughter, Maggie's daughter, Angela's granddaughter, is nowhere to be found. Nobody talks about it as per Angela's story here. But you have a close relationship with your daughter. Okay, now she jumps ahead and says that they mended issues earlier this year. Oh, get the flippity flop out of here, because the earlier this year started in January. And you clearly said that you got in touch with her in December to help her. Okay? They don't have a romantic relationship in high school where you're like, oh my God, we had a falling out 2.4 days ago, 5 seconds. You get what I'm saying? Thanks. All right. So then they began, and she points these things out. They began seeing each other regularly in January. I don't think I've ever, in all the times that I've had arguments, I have a 23-year-old daughter, would say something like, we started seeing each other regularly again in January. Something's off, and it's calculated. In other words, why are you avoiding December? Let's keep going. Then we have early February, Hunter giving her the car. Okay. Let's say that's true. Somewhere along the lines in that article, it also says that Megan was supposed to pay for the car, pay Hunter, or pay, I'm sorry, because that's not what it says. She was supposed to pay for this car for the mother. Okay. So you just mended the fences, supposedly, in January with your daughter, who you have a close relationship with. And now, all of a sudden, she is going to pay for a car for you. Oh, this just makes a whole not hell of a lot of nothing kind of sense. Nothing at all. Don't you guys, you see this? Let's keep going. I also originally picked up that there was plaster used somehow in some way. I don't know if it was prior to wherever she came from and they moved her over, but whoever did it has experience and knowledge about plaster. Okay, works with it type thing. All right. And that was their bright idea because how it came through to me, and I actually have a screenshot of a conversation. Thank God I do things like that as far as like going back and forth with some of my peers, other psychic mediums, that I drew of where she was. I thought it was a wall, and I was trying to describe it. So it's 2 panels, and it's got an X in the middle. And I am no Picasso or any other artist, so, but I will post a link to it. I'll have to one day figure out how I can share the screen here and do all that fancy stuff. But for now, until I can actually post things, actually I think I can. I think I saw that option to post, but I don't know if I can attach it to this video. But anyway, I have it, and I think that was, let me see, I think it was February. Oh, there you are, buddy. February 29th, okay? I don't know if you guys can see. My screen's kind of bright. Can you see it? Yes, you can. But I'll post it too, but you can barely see it with the X in the middle. And I'm pretty sure that looks like a shed, but you guys tell me what you think, okay? The reason that Maggie knew about the clothing is because it was ingrained in her mind. And I'll piece it together better in a moment. So she's young. These are notes that I'm writing. Young, naive. She thought and didn't want to believe that something like that had happened. She lied because she was scared. Because there's also some feeling of threats, secrets. If you do this, then I'll tell this, and then you'll never see that baby again. Okay? Then she lied because she was scared to find out the truth. Because she knew she shouldn't have left the baby there to be babysat. She knew she shouldn't have. So if indeed what her, in the back recesses of her mind, what her worst fear would be that she doesn't want to believe is actually true, ultimately it's her fault, okay? Because she knew she shouldn't have left that baby there, okay? Here it says, then she lied because she was scared to find out the truth, or that they would never give Evelyn back to her. And her mother would be right, that if they found out, you'll lose her forever. Now, these are bits and pieces of conversations I'm hearing. I know people it's happened to. Okay, this jumps ahead. No, I'm sorry. Now we're coming up upon the part that starts about the teething, the cranky, won't shut up type thing. The bathroom's so important. He's drunk. Angela wasn't right there. Do they do dope? Is there a dope element? Because I wrote on dope. So she wasn't right there. So somehow he convinced her that he rolled over on her. The baby. That he rolled over on her. Okay? And she thinks he didn't mean it. I can hear the conversations. I believe you, baby. I'll make sure no one ever finds out. So I had this question in my mind, and sometimes it helps if I write it down and then say it out loud and just wait. So it says, how did they move the baby? And this is what my brother said to me. He said, what he said, I'm just going to say what he said because I'm like, really, I can't say these things on, he said, they're crack addicts, Joe. He's like, they'll find a way. That's what he said. And something to do with like taking the bracelet off or it being during certain hours. I'm not exactly sure, but trust me, they'll find a way. And the other thing that struck me is when I read Maggie's statements, she always, I don't want to say always because there'll be 5 people that point out 1 or 2 or 3 instances where she didn't. She talked about Evelyn as if Evelyn was alive and it was natural. It wasn't forced. I got that feeling from it. Even if she was lying about the situation, I could still feel the joy behind it and the connection to the living part, and not because there's knowledge of the death. All right. She truly wanted to believe whatever bullshit Angela was trying to peddle to her because the ulterior was soul smashing at her own at her own not hand, because it wasn't at Maggie's hand, but because of the choices that she made for no goddamn good reason when she knew she shouldn't have left the baby there. Right? And she, you know what? I can hear it. Your father was telling you not to leave the baby there too. And he's pissed off about it because I think he knows. Watch and see. And that's part of the lying too. Being young and naive and being scared. It's just the whole thing is awful. So my thought process and my intuitive reasoning says that it's that William. That's who it is. And again, plaster being used. Something about plaster. And something to do with that bathroom, man. That bathroom. And there's also, and I'm going to say it, I don't know if she paid them to babysit or it really wasn't for her to go to work. It was to go do something. But I get that feeling as well. All right. And I want to point that out because I think it's not key, but single mothers do things sometimes and maybe it's not in the absolute best interest of the child. Like I have to go to work. Like, what am I going to do? I have to pay bills. It's not like that. That feeling is not there. It's more like, oh, I really want to go sleep over someone's house or whatever. Okay. Can you please, please, please? I'll give you something, whatever it is, of value. All right. I think they're working on charges. That's what I think. There's an element of time now lost, but there's more there. I think she was placed in that shed days before they found her. That's what I think. Okay, but I think that the baby clothes and a lot of that stuff was already in there. All right, and whoever put the baby there, had knowledge that stuff was in there. Okay. And I feel like they thought they were in the clear. All right. Megan's in there. And one other thing, because now you can hear in that article with Angela how she loves her daughter, and you gotta remember she's a child in this too. Yeah, she is a child in this too, but she's playing how do you say it? She's being extra nice. Extra nice now. Extra nice. I wonder why. I wonder why. Anyways, so comments, opinions, please comment below. I'm going to do more videos as well. So if there are key points or things that you think I should cover as far as this case goes, feel free to voice your ideas. And we will do more missing persons cases as well. I'm trying to work out some sort of schedule. I'm also going to do some YouTube live sessions like I do on my Facebook page. So let's get it, people. All right. Have a great night. And Evelyn said thank you. She said her heart is happy. And she also said that's her purpose. This was her whole purpose. Just sometimes that's the way it happens. No real reason why. She said I had a mission. She's funny. She's a cute little thing. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching.